Hey, Sun Devil fans, Brad Denny with 3TV, CBS 5, and the Speak of the Devils podcast here. And welcome back to another episode of the Speak of the Devils Sit-Down series, where I bring you in-depth one-on-one conversations with key players, coaches, and other figures within Sun Devil athletics. The Texas-to-Tempe pipeline is flowing, and the Sun Devils are certainly reaping the benefits. One of those key pieces is Keith Abney, a one-time youth speed rollerblading national champion who is now a promising young cornerback for the Sun Devil defense. After flashing his potential last season as a true freshman, he's primed to make a big leap heading into year two. On this episode, Keith and I discuss how speed skating has helped him and his game on the football field, how he's balancing life as a football player as well as an honors student at the Barrett Honors College, what the Texas takeover in Tempe means now and moving forward, what he can do for the Sun Devil defense in 2024, and so much more. So let's get to it. Here's my conversation with Keith Abney. All right, here with Keith Abney. So obviously the team is in the middle of the winter workout sessions. How are those going so far? What's the vibe like right now with the team?
Just the workouts are going good. It's good work. We're getting stronger, faster. And then just the vibe is just, we got a lot of new guys. So just, getting to know the new guys and, welcoming them to the family, just being a big family.
Obviously, you were a new guy a season ago coming over from Texas, but what is it like just now, kind of on the other side now? You're a guy with some experience at this level in Tempe. As one of the veterans, how are you kind of helping bring the new guys into the fold?
I feel like it's good that I got the experience being a new guy last year, especially with the younger freshmen. I know how it feels coming in being a young guy, so I'm just trying to, just give them advice. If they need anything, they could just call me or text me. If they got any questions, just being there for the new kids.
How has this off-season preparation kind of differed from last year, knowing that you now have kind of a year of experience under your belt?
Well, last year I didn't get here until the summer. So in the summer, things were different, especially the heat. But I feel like the culture is different. We got a lot of new guys in who are ready to work. I feel like we have all the pieces that we need to be great this fall.
And of course, this is also a situation where Kenny likes to have you guys work hard, but also have fun. You guys are in a bunch of different teams and competing throughout the offseason. What team are you on right now, and how's your team doing?
My team, we call it the Hustle Junkies. We're addicted to hustling, just get to it. But last time, I think we were in second place, I believe. The new rankings haven't updated yet, but we've been doing pretty good, though.
What are some of the things that they have you guys have the teams competing in?
Well, the main point system is just everyday work. If you run the fastest, that day, you get a lot of points. Lifting weights, the heavier the weight, the more points you get. And then it's extra work, coming in, watching film, you can get points for that. Getting recovery, coming in, getting recoveries, points for that, stretching. And yesterday we went paintballing.
Oh, nice.
So that was an event we did, and the winning team got points for that. And then we do team comp on Fridays, so we'll see how that goes. You break into teams and you compete for points.
How'd you do in paintball? Did you nail a few guys?
Yeah, we did. We did good. We won two. My team won 2 games and lost 1. So
winning record.
Yeah.
So, obviously, as you're in the middle of this off-season work and working with Coach Joe and the strength and conditioning staff, what are you individually what are some of the focuses that you've put in this off-season to elevate your game from year 1 to year 2?
Me just getting stronger, getting faster, being more flexible. I've been working on my flexibility, being more mobile. Ankle, we've been doing a lot of ankle support this year that I feel like we didn't have last year, which led to some injuries. So I feel like we're doing a lot of things this offseason to prevent injuries.
When you look back at your freshman season, what were some of the biggest adjustments that you had to make? Obviously, making that jump from high school to major college football is, there's a lot of differences and things to really ramp up. What were some of the biggest adjustments you personally had to make?
Me personally, just playing within the scheme. Because in high school you can get away with a lot of stuff just based off of being the most athletic person on the field. In college, you have to be your technique. All the little things have to be on point in college because everybody's athletic out there, pretty much.
How long did it take for you to kind of just get adjusted to kind of the speed of the game?
I want to say, like fall camp. Really, like after the first week of fall camp, I feel like I was like, yeah, like let's do it. Like I was feel like I was adjusted.
From that first practice, in fall camp with it, when you joined the team to kind of the last game of the season against Arizona, where did you see kind of along that span the biggest improvements in your own game?
I say a lot of growth, just mentally, just going through that long season. Just a lot of growth and like, with my game, I feel like my game really elevated. Just especially like watching the guys we had last year, like Ro, D, and Ed. I feel like just learning from them. I feel like my game just elevated just from learning and then the experience that I did get.
You mentioned that mental growth. What were some of the things that you did see, specifically in terms of maybe the mental approach? Obviously, football is a very physical game, but also such a mental game as well.
Just I feel like being prepared for the game, like watching film, like watching a lot of film, just breaking that down, then just having your mind right before, like, not even just games, really just practices, just having the right mindset before for a game or a practice, just, coming in ready, being ready to work, being mentally strong.
What were some of your favorite moments, whether on or off the field of your freshman season?
But my favorite moment, I would say, is my two favorite moments was against Oregon when I caught my first interception, and then I want to say the Washington game. That was when I got my first tackle. So I feel like those are my two favorite moments.
Speaking of the Washington game, obviously, as a defense, you guys put forth an amazing effort, shutting down really one of the nation's premier offenses. What was that game like? Being on the road, hostile, one of the most hostile atmospheres in the entire conference, and against obviously a team that went to the national title game.
Yeah.
Putting forth that level of defensive effort.
Yeah, that game was. I feel like that was one of the more fun games in the season. Like the environment was just crazy, especially like coming out of high school. Like we don't see. Like I'm not used to stuff like that. It was fun. That was a very fun game.
And then, of course, Brian Carrington is the corners coach. What were some of the things that really kind of, after having a season working with him and being coached with him every day, that, what jumps out to him as a developer of talent and as a coach?
Coach Carrington, I feel like one thing that really jumps out to him is just, I feel like he understands his players. We have like he has real relationships with his players, like off the field, on the field. Just, I feel like that helps us better on the field, like having a good bond off the field.
You mentioned some of the older players, Ro Torrance, obviously on his way to the NFL draft combine, D Ford, just some of those older DBs. Who were some of those guys that really kind of helped you? What were the lessons they imparted upon you to help you, kind of ramp up and get adjusted to college football?
I would say, let's say if I messed up on something, they will always be there just to, help me watch it, teaching me how to move on to next play mentality. That's basically what I learned from them. Just having the next play mentality. They will always be there. If I needed, if I was feeling down or something, the big brothers, they was right there.
What did you like best about Brian Ward's defensive scheme and kind of just the overall aggression of the scheme and, playing DB in it?
I feel like Coach Ward's scheme is great. It's you get to move around a lot. You got the different disguises, stuff like that. You get to play. I feel like you get to play free too. Just get out there, just fly around and make plays.
And then going back a little bit, you're a Texas guy. What was it just like, kind of growing up in just a state that is so crazy about football?
It's great. Football, Texas is real big on football. So it's just great being. I feel like it really helps me now, just being able to say I've been playing real elite level of football since I've been a kid. So I feel like this is helping me because I already got the competitive mindset, the winning mindset.
How did you first get into football? I mean, obviously, is it law in Texas where all the guys everybody's got to play football there? And what were some of your favorite early football memories as a kid?
Getting into football, I'll say my dad. My dad was he played football in high school and college growing up. So, I feel like he got me into football. He taught me, all the things that I needed to know growing up. So, and then one of my favorite memories, I'd probably say maybe my first touchdown, I think it was in flag football. It was like 90-something yards. So
Wow.
yeah.
What was it? A run? Pass?
Yeah, it was a run play. Yeah,
Section?
I played running back then when I was little. I really played everything, but running back was one of the position I played.
What was the play like? Run our viewers and listeners through it. Give us the play-by-play.
It was like on the 10-yard line, like the opposite 10, and it was like an outside run. It was called our run play was called like Batman Right or something like that when we was little. And I just got the ball, just hit the sideline, just ran really.
You're a guy who's been heralded for, your work ethic. Is that something that's always been a part of you, or is that something that you kind of developed over time?
I feel like that's something that's always been a part of me, especially like growing up. But still now, like I'm not the biggest. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest person or the fastest person. So I always had to just work for everything. So I feel like just having the work mindset and everything I do, like school, football, anything, I just want to be the best in.
What is it like just having so many Texans on this roster now, especially
Oh
over
yeah,
the last
it's
couple
great.
cycles?
It's great. It's great. I love the Texas-to-Tempe movement is real, definitely. But it's great having a lot of Texas kids because we play good football down there, man. We play good football.
So what exactly makes those guys that have come up through Texas football and high school football? What makes those Texan players different?
I want to say our game environments are they're good. Like they're real. Then you have the rivalries. We have a lot of rivalries in Texas, and then just the competitiveness. I feel like there's a lot of good players in Texas like that. A lot of players in Texas go to the next level. So it's like you're playing against your future, basically. Like you playing against people you're gonna see in the future. So I feel like that helps with the competitiveness for sure.
And you mentioned the Texas-to-Tempe movement. Obviously, the pipeline's flowing well. What's it like just seeing, Coach Carrington, Coach Samples, just, bringing in more Texans, but also, is it, something that the Texans on the roster are maybe trying to rally the players back home that to join you here in Tempe?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like it's a group effort. Like everybody, like we'll tell people we know, like we need y'all to come here. Like this is where I need to be. We are especially Coach Carrington and Coach Samples. They're doing a great job recruiting. They're probably two of the best in the game for sure at that.
Now, I've talked to a couple of fellow Texans on this Sun Devil roster, and they said before they kind of stepped foot in Tempe, they thought Arizona was nothing just but like tumbleweed, cactus, and everything. What was your view of ASU kind of before you got a chance to see it up close?
Before I took my visit out here, I'm thinking the same thing. Just cactuses, desert. That's all I'm thinking of. But coming out here, it's just like it's a nice city. Like it's real nice out here. You got a lot of, even outside of football, you got a lot of things you can do out here. Just got a lot of sights out here.
But what are some of the Texas staples, maybe the Texas food spots that you miss back home that you think the Valley should get?
I'm big on Mexican food. We have this place called, Tex-Mex. It got to be Tex-Mex. It's
Okay.
like Texas Mexican food. But we got this place called Papacitos. They need to bring that down here. Y'all would love it. I promise you.
Okay.
And another place called it's a fast food. It's called Golden Chick. They got chicken wings, chicken tenders, all type of stuff. It's
okay.
real.
What do you think of the Valley Mexican food scene then? I mean, as a fan of Mexican food.
I've only ate Mexican food out here once, and it was
okay.
I first got out here, but it was pretty good. It has a different taste to it, but it's actually pretty good.
Okay, good deal. So obviously a lot to explore in the years ahead. Also, one of the things coming up makes you kind of unique on this roster is your background in speed skating. Being on those wheels. How did that start? Obviously, you see a lot of guys play other sports as a kid, but this is something that seems a little unique on this roster.
Yeah. So the skating started where I grew up at. It was like a skating rink like down the street from my house. So we used to always go skating and stuff, and like they have races, and like you race for candy basically, and so I would always win the races by a lot. Like I'll be finishing, the race would be one lap around the skating rink, and I'll be finishing, and people would still be on the starting side, and then the rink owner he had talked to my mom and my grandma, and he was like, yeah, y'all should I think you'll be good at this. And he introduced us to this skating coach. It was like maybe like 20 minutes from my house. And like I went to a practice, and then they was like, "Yeah, you should skate at a meet." It's basically like track on wheels. Like so, I did my first meet and I won. And then I was just winning. I don't know. I was just winning a lot.
Yeah, I believe you have several age group national championships under your belt, and some records and,
Yes,
and some
yes,
key
sir.
races.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen any of the speed skating influence kind of help your own help your on field football game? Any kind of
Definitely,
translation there?
definitely. I feel like one thing like endurance, like being able to run for a long. Like I could run for a long time. I feel like that can help, like, especially like long drives where you like play by play by play. People getting tired. You gotta be able to stay strong. And I feel like my balance, because you have to have balance to be on the skates, and my agility, just being and explosiveness. Like a lot of things, I feel like a lot of the game translates from the skating as well.
When was the last time you're on the wheels?
Last time I've been on the wheels, it was like I want to say last year. Like just I used to like skate around my neighborhood too, like outside.
Do you ever miss the races?
I do sometimes. I do be missing it sometimes. Just especially like traveling around the world. It was fun. It was fun doing stuff like that.
What was the coolest spots that you were able to compete in, and when you're doing these travels and winning winning these national titles?
The best spot, I would say, Colorado was pretty cool because we used to always go hiking out there like Pikes Peak. I used to go up there. It was
Okay,
it was, it
yeah.
was real nice out there.
And so obviously, but you focus on football, and some colleges are coming after you, and then ultimately, why was Arizona State the right place for you?
Arizona State, I want to say that was the right place for me because I feel like God like sent. I don't know. I feel like God sent Arizona State to me, like, cause I was committed to Utah State like pretty much my whole senior year, and then like I don't know, like I was still like talking to other schools, just making sure I make the right decision, and then like Arizona State was my last offer. It was like 2 weeks before signing day, and I had already like knew Coach Samples, I had knew Coach Dillingham and Coach Carrington, but they were just all at different schools. And then Coach Carrington, he had came by my school. We was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take the visit. So when I took the visit, I just fell in love. I just fell in love.
Was it hard to leave your home state?
Nah, no, 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 no. I wanted to get away. I wanted to get away from home. Really, I feel like it would be best for me just to explore the world.
And in addition to all your duties with the Sun Devil football team, you're also a member of the Barrett Honor School, studying sports business. What's it like, just kind of balancing? The student athlete life is hard enough, but with the honors college responsibilities on top of that, what is that like for you, and kind of balancing everything?
It's hard. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of hard, but I feel like just it helps me just be like you have to be on top of everything. Like I make sure I'm on. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna do this work at this time. Like I be on top of everything pretty much. Just to make sure my grades are good. Like I want to be elite on the field and elite in the classroom.
As a sports business major, what are some of your aspirations for whenever your football career is over? What are the things that you hope to go into then?
Like agency things like that, and also like real estate. I'm very interested in real estate, but like you don't need a specific major for real estate. So I was like, I can learn about the agency side of the sports while I'm in school. So I was like, it was like a win-win.
I believe Xavion's also interested in kind of going on the agency side whenever his career is done. Is that something you guys have talked about?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Awesome. So you're one of the guys that during this off season has been really vocal and positive about the program, the direction that it's building. What is it that kind of fuels that feeling that you're really kind of helping to try to activate the Valley?
One thing. I mean, I'm a Kenny Dillingham believer. I believe like he's a great coach, and he's gonna like lead us. Like to have a good team, you have to have a good leader, and that's our leader right there. So we're behind him. And I feel like everything he says, pretty much everything y'all see like us tweet out, like the lifers, like little things, like when we talk about stuff like that, it's coming from Coach Dillingham. So everything y'all see, we say is pretty much coming from him. We just, he's a great leader to us.
What do you think makes him a great leader? Obviously it was a season that had some ups and some good moments, but obviously some obstacles, a lot of stuff that was kind of, outside of the players or coaches' control, just, a difficult year. But how did you see him lead through, that adversity as he's trying to build?
Just, just like after every game, we like watching the games. It shows like the little things. Like we lost a lot of games that we should have won because like just little things. So we've been focusing like little things. Is like we have little things on our wall, So like we're gonna, just fixing those little things is gonna make us become a great team this year, and I feel like that's gonna help us.
And it seems like, as one of the guys more vocal about the positive direction of this program, and obviously, a guy who figures to be a key part of this defense. You see yourself perhaps as kind of one of those face of the program type guys, maybe kind of like like a Jordan Clark was the last couple of years?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do.
What do you think that, the kind of responsibilities that come with it, and how do you feel that you're preparing for that? And obviously kind of, as part of that kind of, there's some leadership responsibilities.
Yeah. So me, I'm more like I feel like just doing everything the right way. Like me doing everything the right way, I feel like people will see that and like follow along, like lead by example type. I feel like I'm a lead by example type of person. So I feel like if I just keep doing the right things, just doing the little things right, I feel like everybody get along.
So obviously there was some new faces in that defensive backs room coming in through the portal this offseason. We're obviously still pretty early, and then it's still in kind of the new phase. But what are some of the thoughts on the newcomers there?
I feel like based off what we've done so far, I feel like everybody's elite. Like we have a great defensive room, a defensive back room. We all can make each other better. We're all gonna make each other better every day.
When you look ahead to this fall, what are some of the 2024 season goals that you have for yourself? What are the things you want to accomplish in year 2?
I want to win. I want us to be the best team that we can be and become like like Coach Dillian preaches to us, become better than yesterday. We want to be better than yesterday. So I feel like if we could consistently get better than we were yesterday, we're gonna be good. That's the main goal. And of course the all conference, all American goals, pretty much everybody's goals, but catch some interceptions.
And of course, you want to get those wins and those individual goals in the next season. But down the road, as you project over the next 2-3 years as your college career, what do you want to accomplish by the time that your time in the maroon and gold is up?
Like on the field.
On the field, off the field, just by the time that the college portion of your life is over, what are some of the things that you want to look back and say, I accomplished that as a Sun Devil?
Well, I want to win with this team. I feel like win some championships. I definitely want to accomplish some championships. I want to be All-American, just on all the platforms, All-American. I want to be academic All-American as well. So I want to be like football and academic. I also like off the field, like I want to graduate, get my degree, stuff like that. Just be ready for the next step,
I'd like to thank Keith for taking the time to talk with me for this episode. I'd also like to thank Jeremy Hawks of ASU Media Relations. Make sure you are subscribed to Speak of the Devils on the podcast platform of your choice for more great sit-down series episodes all off-season long across many Sun Devil sports. And also be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at BDenny29.